Okay, what I'm going to show you today is, as a franchisor, how you can plan territories and plan new locations within those territories in order to offer up viable territories that have sufficient population and are placed in interesting areas in order to sell territories to franchisors. Okay, so what you can see on this map here is a base map of Phoenix in Arizona. It's a streets base map. As we zoom in, we can see more detail, such as place names, street names, and so on. On top of that, I've got some existing locations. These are just hypothetical locations. If I click on one of those, I can see the address of that location, and as you can see, we've got a number of those across the city. Additionally, we've got territories that have been planned out around these locations. These territories are based on census tracts, which are the little squares that you can see on the map, which is quite a small unit encompassing the resident population. If I click on one of those squares, I can see the demographics of that location. Okay, so in this census tract here, we have a population of 4,900 people, around 1,600 households, a median income of 50,000, and we can see it's part of the Mesa territory, which we've indicated as sold. Now, the information in this pop-up is drawn from the American Community Survey. That's an annual survey that happens between census years. The latest data that's available at the moment is 2019, but it's a rolling program that comes out annually. Now, if I want to understand the demographics across this entire territory, I can do that using my query tool, and I'm going to choose territories. And for the Mesa territory, I can click Get Results. Okay, so it selects the 78 tracts that make up that territory. I can view those as a table if I wish. There we are. Or more usefully, I can generate a report to get the totals. Okay, so we can see this territory has 332,000 people in it. There are 22,000 people under the age of 5. 119,000 households, and a median income of 60,000. Now, if I want to think about planning a new territory, maybe somebody's contacted me and asked if I've got a territory available in an area and we need to plan that out. Let's say they're interested in Glendale, in Arizona. We can do an address search here, click the result, and it takes us to Glendale. So what we're going to do is, while we're working in this area, we're just going to create a sketch. Just so we can come back to that place as required. Okay, so there's the Glendale marker, which we're examining. So around here you can see we've got some blank census tracts. If we want to understand the demographics of that area, we can do that in a couple of ways. On this particular map, we've got a layer showing median household income, colored in green, so the darker the green, the higher the income. So the area around Glendale is relatively low income compared to the rest of the city. So that tract has a median income of 31,000 as compared to one of the darker tracts, which has an income of 150,000. Another layer that this map has here is what are called geodemographics, which is a composite of various measures, including income, household structure, family structure, race, and other measures. This is at the tract level, and as you can see, there are various categories that describe the city, indicating the family status, race, wealth, and how well they're doing socioeconomically. Now, if we want to understand the overall demographics around Glendale, we can do that using our query tool. And we can just drag a square around those tracts in order to summarize them. Okay, so there are 111 tracts in there. We click Generate Report, and we can see the overall demographics. So there's 546,000 people living there, 49,000 people under the age of 5, 160,000 households, and a median income of 38,000. Despite it being low income, it's very high population, so it might still be a viable territory. Okay, now if we want to add a new territory to the map, around Glendale for example, or indeed modify an existing territory, there are two basic ways that we can do that. So in this first example, if we want to add these two tracts to the existing Phoenix territory, you can see they're blank right now. We just click on that tract, go edit attributes, and set the territory name to Phoenix AZ12. And that will immediately assign it to the Phoenix territory and draw it in blue. We can repeat the same thing for the adjacent tract. Now the second way we can define territories, and this is more useful if it covers a large area and there are many tracts inside it, is to draw a custom territory. To draw a custom territory, we simply start editing that layer on the map and then clicking the boundary points that are going to make up that territory. Like so. Then we give it a name, Glendale. We'll make it available. For now, the population, median income, and household fields are going to be blank, but we're going to populate those in a minute. After we save that, we'll see the territory appear on the map with its label. Okay, so now to calculate the total population within that new territory, we're going to use a proximity tool here, and we're going to find the census points that are within that custom territory. We're going to select it, go get results. It selects the census tracts that are within that territory. We then generate a report and note down these numbers on a piece of paper, because we're going to transfer those into the properties of that territory. Okay, so I've just written those down. Now I click on that territory, go edit attributes, and I'm going to enter in that information. Okay, so now I've entered in those values. I then click Save. And then when I click on the territory, I'll see that demographic information. There we are. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you'd like to get into some territory mapping yourself, please go to mangomap.com, click sign up, and we'll set you up with a free 30-day trial and the data that's relevant to your area. Thanks for your attention.